am I going to be able to determine the winner of the Super Bowl? I don't know why I keep looking back between the two cameras. To Rewind with bschwitty, because are you ready for some football? Today we're doing something magical for our educational episode with the superb owl this weekend. I thought it would be interesting to take a look at the two teams that are going to battle it out in the big game. That's right, not only are we going to take a look at the wine regions surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I've ordered wine from wineries that are within driving distance of each team's respective stadiums. And at the end of this video, we are going to put them head to head and determine by tasting the wine which team will unequivocally win this year's superb owl. Yeah, that's what's happening today. So hold on to your hats, boys and girls, and get ready for our new segment called Region Retention. I'm going to transfer over to camera 2. Hello, camera 2. And if we could bring in the upgraded fact board, please. Thank you. Good to have you back. Now we've upgraded the fact board to its 2.0 operating system, which promises the following. Fewer typos and formatting errors. 97% truth in facts stated. Semi-sentient... Who... I don't know if I'm comfortable with this board here. Those don't exactly sound like the best upgrades. Here we go, Region Retention. On our first episode of Region Retention, we're actually focusing on two different regions, and both areas are not even pictured in the World Atlas of Wine, except in a map of the United States showing how many wineries there are per state. The only mention of Missouri is, quote, Missouri is the only state with a long history of vine growing on any scale. And that's in reference to all of the Midwest states. The Wine Bible, 2nd edition, has a small blurb on Missouri, still no mention of Florida, but from what I can gather, Florida has less than 1,000 acres of grapes planted. You might be wondering why we're talking about Missouri when the Chiefs are from Kansas City. Turns out that professional sports associations on the national level that are based out of Kansas City are from Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas. Looking at a list of grape varietals they make wine from in Missouri, it's filled with grapes I've never heard of before, and am interested in trying. Seriously, if you want me to go around wine tasting all across the country, trying new and exotic wines made from French and American hybrid grapes, subscribe to this channel, and maybe tell me to get a Patreon or something, so I can afford to go around and try these things out for future episodes of Rewind. There are 7 wine regions in Missouri, according to MissouriWineCountry.com. 4 of them are actual AVAs, or American Viticulture Areas. The 4 official AVAs of Missouri are Augusta, Herman, Ozark Highlands, and Ozark Mountains. White grapes grown in Missouri include Chardonnay, which is a Chardonnay crossed with Sauvignon Blanc, Sauvignon Blanc, which tastes similar to Chenin Blanc, Traminette, similar to Gewürztraminer, Vidal Blanc, Vignoles, and Vivant. Red grapes grown there include Catawba, which is a pink grape used in rosés, Chambourcin, a French and American hybrid grape, Cynthiana, which is genetically identical to the Norton grape, St. Vincent, which is a grape whose parentage is still a mystery, and, of course, Concord, which is a Native American grape. On top of the grapes already grown in the state, they make wines from other common varietals such as Capsop and Zinfandel as well. Hey kids, did you know that Mark Twain was born in Florida? Florida, Missouri, that is. So moving on from Florida, Missouri to St. Augusta, Florida, which claims to be the birthplace of American winemaking, according to the official Florida tourism website. Now, I couldn't confirm this fact from any of my textbooks, because, again, Florida doesn't exist in them. But according to their tourism website, Spanish missionaries made wine in Florida as early as 1565 out of American planted grapes. Whereas most sources I came across seem to crown Virginia as the true birthplace of American winemaking, but in 1609. Because the grapes native to America didn't make wine with flavors that the new colonists and Spanish missionaries were used to, some dispute whether or not wines made by these early era settlers can be considered wine. Now, it is interesting that we say Florida is not shy of making wine out of anything and everything that they grow. Vitis vinifera, which is the classic wine-growing grapes from France, do not grow well in Florida because of the tropical climate and grapevine diseases. Therefore, many of the wineries in Florida not only make wine from French, American, and hybrid grapes, but from different fruits altogether. And while Missouri has a whopping 125 plus wineries, Florida clocks in barely over 35 across the entire state. So why have I paired these two vastly different wine regions together? Or I guess you could say against each other? Well, it is hard sometimes to remember all the random varied places that wine is made. If you've forgotten, there are wineries in all 50 states across America and all around the world. And yet it is hard to remember this fact because it's just outside of the norm. But for that, we have... So that was region retention. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But before you go, we need to do what you came here for. It's game time. Who will win the Superb Owl? Let's taste these two wines. First, I have the 2019 Westonian from Pirtle Winery. This is a red wine from Weston, Missouri. It is 40 miles away from the Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium. What this said on its website is that it is a limited edition estate red that celebrates their 40 years of rich history in Weston. Sounds fun to me. And then wine 2. We have the Proprietor Reserve from Lakeridge Winery and Vineyards from Clearmont, Florida, which is a little bit closer to Orlando, but it is about an hour and a half from Raymond James Stadium, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers currently play. The website says that this is a sweet, high fruit, medium high body, medium high tannin, medium low acidity wine. It is a masterful blend of the Noble and Carlos varietals of the muscadine grape, with a slight fortification of grape spirits. You may notice an intense burst of delicious fruit on the palate. Enjoy it after dinner. Sip slowly to savor the sweet richness of this exceptionally smooth wine. I am just now realizing that this is possibly a dessert wine, or at the very least, it sounds like it's slightly fortified. The Pirtle wine was $17.95, whereas the Lakeridge wine was $16.99. These are the two highest price point bottles I could find off of their respective websites. I had no direction in finding these wineries. I just went by what was closest and what was selling wine made from wine grapes and not, say, pineapples. So, let's decide the Superb Owl right now by tasting these two wines. I'm going to start with the Westonian. This sounds more like wine as opposed to a fortified wine. On the nose, I smell alcohol. Congratulations. Medium red color to it. It's somewhat see-through, but it could just be my excessive lighting. Something slightly sweet on the nose, but I'm seriously just getting alcohol off of it. The sweetness is some sort of berry, red fruit, maybe red raspberry. Let's take a sip. That wasn't too bad. It tastes like a $18 bottle of wine. Slight tannins. It is very light. It's fruitful. Kind of a sweetness on the mid-palate. I think that there is definitely red fruit, as I was saying. A little bit of rhubarb. That's the only tannic note that I can get out of it. Otherwise, it's very smooth and easy to drink. It has qualities that I would say similar to maybe a Pinot Noir. On the lighter side, of course. On second sip, it's still red fruit. It's still slightly off dry. That the red fruit is more prominent now. I still say rhubarb, red raspberry, maybe some cherry. Yeah. Well done, Missouri. Next up is the Proprietor Reserve from Florida. Cheers. Oh, wow. On the nose, you can smell that it's been fortified with something. Oh, what is that? It smells like a candy that I had in my youth, and I don't know exactly what it is. Okay, so on the nose, it's like opening a fresh bag of gummy bears. American gummy bears, not Jelly Babies. And smelling like the white one or the red one. or just the mix of them together. It has a gummy bear quality on the nose, which, if that's your thing, go for it. Let's see how it tastes. I don't know what just happened in my mouth. It tastes... It's very sweet. Not very sweet. It's definitely sweet. It's sweeter than the other wine. It was also hidden under all that sweetness. You can taste just a hint of whatever they fortified it with. Unless they fortified it with a gummy bear schnapps. I don't know how to describe it. It is like drinking a gummy bear, but not like a gummy bear soaked vodka type situation. It's like if you had liquid gummy bear as a wine. It tastes like wine. It also tastes sugary. It'll definitely give me a headache if I drink too much of it in a single serving at the end of the evening. But yeah, definitely if I had noticed before I ordered it that it said to enjoy it as either an aperitif or a dessert wine, I would have picked something else to compare it to the Westonian. But in its own right, it's not big, it's not crazy, and it's not unapproachable. It's not like a port where it's smoky and nuanced and anything like that. This is definitely your run-of-the-mill. This is definitely a unique wine, or at least out of what I drink. I'm not familiar with the Noble or the Carlos varietals. It gives like a gummy bear candy flavoring to this wine, which is, if that's your jam, by all means. I don't know if that's exactly for me, but I'll drink it. And hiding within all of that fun sweetness and strangeness, there's definitely some red wine hidden in there, because there's just a touch of tannin, again, on the mid palate, hiding under that sugar, and colorful tastes just attacking your taste buds. So, I've tried these two wines. Now, am I going to be able to determine the winner of the Super Bowl by drinking these? Yes, I am now going to tell you who's going to win the Superb Owl this weekend. And I'm going to say it goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Pirtle Winery. You do your Chiefs proud. Although it was a valiant effort, Tom Brady, with your Lakeridge Premium Red Wine, Proprietor's Reserve. Listen, you're in your 40s now. It's good to see you out on the top of your game, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs based on these wines. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, because this is posting before the Superb Owl, and duh, that's why you're watching it. So hedge your bets. The wines speak for themselves. And follow me on Instagram at Rewind Show, on Twitter at bschwitty, on Facebook /bschwitty. But the most important thing is that you come here to YouTube and subscribe and share and like I said, comment below. Ding the little bell to get notified when I have new episodes out. And if you have trouble typing in youtube.com/rewindwbschwitty, just go to rewindshow.com. It'll link you directly here to my channel so you can watch all of the episodes. And on that note, go Chiefs. Sorry, Buccaneers. I'm probably still going to root for you, possibly, maybe, because, it'd be cool to see Brady win. But it'd be more cool to see my prediction be true. That's it for Rewind. My name is bschwitty, and I'll catch you next time.